Good evening. Well, haha. First time doing this now, doing a kind of a Q&A, watching what 2025, what kind of a shit show we had. It was a shit show. You cannot deny it was a shit show. Yeah, indeed. So, curious to see how many people are going to join here now this evening. Yeah. Hope for some interactivity in the chat, of course. My program is still not displaying my chat properly. What the hell is going on? Where is my chat? Give me my chat. Come on. It's gone. The chat is gone since Sunday. I don't like it. But okay. Good. I see there is one viewer. So, who are you? I've got another way to do a chat, but I'm looking for how to pin comments and all that crap and those things to make it a bit more interactive. So let's see. 2025 has been something. So it started off all exciting after Surging Sparks and everybody looking for Prismatic Evolution. Oh, what was that? But in the end, you do need to confess Pokemon came through a little bit. We have more product available, especially if you look at now the latest mega sets. Black Bolt White Flare. Basically, it all started a little bit with Black Bolt White Flare. That is now more available. Perhaps sets are too big. People are not interested in it. Yeah, could be. Still got a ton of product. Yeah, it's not selling. How long has it been since I sold something from Black Bolt White Flare? It's been ages. I'm not talking about weeks, I'm talking about months, god damn it. Nobody wants it. Nope. Yeah, so it's very interesting what that's going to give. Yeah. There was also, lately, I haven't put out a lot of videos the last 6 or 7 days, I think, except for the short. Then of course there has been a ton of news. There were some topics that I wanted to cover, especially then those starter decks 100 in Japan for oh my god, what the hell was that, my friends? Be careful if you want to buy them. I think they are retailing normally normal MSRP price in Japan is like $6, something like that, $6. And it is now going for more than 30. But have you seen you can pull the gold Charizard out of I think, is it box number 1, something like that? I don't know. I think there is a post on let's check it out. Let's check it out here on Poke Beach. Of course, we have here, so you have 100 different boxes, and they come either in white boxes of 10 per box, but that seal can be easily broken, or you have a master case in which there are 60 pieces. There has been a lot of mess about that they can be weighed, but here comes the kicker out of it. They can be weighed all individually, and the Japanese people, they already identified the exact weight of each box. So when they weigh it, they now can already quickly tell if this is going to be number 1, number 32, number 45, number 89, number 69. You get the picture. So that's a big deal, right? So, and we Europeans don't always realize this, and that is that's a huge problem, basically a very, very huge problem. So if you now look at these cards, there are some banger cards in that. Mega Meganium EX in deck number 101. This is one of those special decks. Mega Ember EX also in deck 101. And Mega Feraligatr X in deck 101. So deck 101 is not the only secret deck. There is another one. Deck 001. Actually has a secret variant that replaces the standard Mega Charizard YEX, which is a gold card. So technically 102 decks you can pull from this product. look at that, my friends. Yeah, so the gold Charizard is hidden in these boxes. Of course, we all know how that goes. If things like that are done, then the product is scalped, the product is manipulated, and who is fooled? Well, the customers. So yeah, when you are buying this product on the European market, it's going to be very tricky because you need to have a high level of confidence in the company you are buying this from. If you are now buying this directly from Japan and you are only buying, let's say, 5 starter decks, you will not get anything interesting because you will get the duds. You will get the garbage, basically. And there are also even Japanese people that are offering it for what, like between 10 and 15 bucks. You clearly know already that, okay, there is nothing in that. There will be nothing in that. But yeah, so let's see. But yes, so someone opened 1000 decks to determine their pull rates. He did not pull any of the secret 001 decks with the gold Charizard. So it is extremely difficult, and even normally in Japan everything needs to be calculated, and because there is an anti-gambling law and things like that. But even this now from Pokemon is already a bit sketchy because the pull rates are so terrible. So yeah, to have even deck 001, but okay, yeah. Opening 1000 decks and knowing that you have 100 different decks is perhaps a low amount of data that you can get. Perhaps you need to open 10,000 decks. Who the hell is going to open 10,000 decks? Who the hell? well, if you do the math, if it's MSRP is $6, that's $6,000. Who the hell is going to open that? I don't think anybody on the European side is going to open that crap. And will the price ever come down of these boxes? But look at that here, the price for that Mega Charizard Y EX, the gold card, 228,000 yens. This is a bit comparable, I think, if I remember correctly, with almost 1,500 euros. 1,500. My friends, this is crazy. But pull rates are extremely difficult. So yeah, and there is also a nice Pikachu card. Look at that. Oh, we want Pikachu. Cindy wants Pikachu. We all know how Cindy likes Pikachu. Yeah, I'm more of a Snorlax guy. You know that. But yeah, so this is now the whole mess that is coming out of it. And then also we have Lily's Clefairy, Boss's Order. Also apparently a very popular card, it seems, on the Japanese side. So yeah. And then also Erika's Tangela. Also, yeah, not a bad card. So yeah, what will now happen? For the moment, my recommendation would be don't touch this crap. Don't touch it, because you will be, you will get nothing, basically. And if you get something, well, the only way that we on the European side will get something is if we buy sealed cases. So then you need to buy a master case where there are 60 of these decks in, and you don't know which decks are going to be inside of that. Yeah, and who knows, perhaps even the Japanese people already found something out for that. Oh, that would be, yeah. But take into account the contents of the starter deck 100 battle collection and Mega Dreamy X will form our Ascended Heroes. So yeah, that's making it also very exciting, because especially because you know Ascended Heroes is an extremely crappy Braved release, starting on the 30th of January with only a 2-pack blister and a 3-pack blister. So yeah, because the ETBs, my friends, they are delayed 1 month until the 20th of February, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be very exciting. Yes. So that's now already one of the things that I wanted to discuss a little bit, but there are more. If we now look at, okay, what was now 2025 for us business wise? Mentality shift. Yeah, we were walking on clouds in 2024, except then the loss that we needed to take into the face. But business was going great. We started our business in the summer 2024. Everything was going good. We had a lot of orders. Business was picking up, and we thought, okay, we are going to grow significantly in 2025. Business grew, that's for sure. But we needed to do a mentality shift as well, because it is not all so great as you would expect, my friends. It is a battle. It was a battle in 2025. Are things picking up? Yes, things are picking up. But things are picking up in Pokemon. We are not doing only Pokemon. We are also doing Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, Magic the Gathering, Disney Lorcana, and other stuff. But we were doing, we noticed during the year as well, we needed to do something else. We needed to focus on key TCGs and not invest in other TCGs. What do I mean with that? Well, you have other TCGs, Altered, for example, Shadowverse Evolve, Star Wars Unlimited, or they shut down themselves in their own foot, and Yu-Gi-Oh, my friends. Yu-Gi-Oh, now you're gonna say, Siggy, what the F are you talking about? Yu-Gi-Oh is coming with the full arts and things like that. The rest of the product is not selling. That crap that is sitting over there. It's been a long time since I've taken a booster box. Well, I think with Black Friday I sold a booster box, but for the rest, and yeah, okay, today I sold 1 tin. Yeah, but I still can count the number of Yu-Gi-Oh products that were sold in the month of December or November combined. That's not great, right? That's really not great. So that is a bit the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! I made a video about it, but everybody's making videos that 2026 will be the year for Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know. Apparently, even there is a rumor that they could have serialized cards. But if they do that, they could even destroy their game completely. Because then, if that doesn't work out, it's gone. It's gone. And to be honest, if you check out what people are saying, you have ex-players, current players, not everybody is so positive about the game itself. But if you want to talk about One Piece, everybody is positive about One Piece. The Poke Bros, the Sneaker Bros, the Crypto Bros. Oh, everybody is talking positive about One Piece. It's not gonna last. Nope. There are a lot of things about One Piece that we still need to learn and understand. The TCG doesn't exist that long. We are now at in the Japanese on OP14. EB03 is coming up. Yeah, EB03. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, soon. But there are a lot of things that we need to understand about One Piece. They are still evolving. It's getting popular, that's for sure. Prices are skyrocketing, but not for the Japanese, for the English. But there was in the past at a moment that Bandai, they thought, let's try a reprint. Let's see what that will do for the product, and they did that with OP08. I don't know, people that know One Piece, they will remember that OP08 was reprinted, and it was reprinted to the ground, basically. And also a few others were reprinted, but not to the extent of OP08. I think OP08, at a certain moment, they kind of reprinted it to the ground. I don't know. Someone correct me if I'm mistaken. But they had a serious problem with that. At a certain point, nobody wanted OP08 anymore. I had a ton of booster boxes and nobody wanted them. The product plummeted completely. But it picked up. They learned from their mistake and they said, we're not going to do that anymore. So basically, normally, for the moment, their policy is to not reprint the product. That has pros and cons, of course. If you now look at OP13, those red mangas, expensive as hell, beautiful, and OP has extremely good printing quality. But imagine that no new booster boxes come onto the market. Yeah. So if we now, for example, go to Card Market and we go and check out what are these booster boxes now doing for the moment, Oh, our body is already here. Look at that, look at that. These are now, of course, French boxes. We don't want French boxes. We are going to switch that over. Starting at 185. And this is Spain. But it's climbing quickly. You see Spain, Italy, Spain, oof, a lot in Spain and Italy. But if you check it out here now, in Belgium, small hole, but you are already above 200 euros. MSRP of these boxes is, what is it? Is it 100, 120, something like that? So it's already hugely above. But check also the quantity. How many boxes are being offered on the market? Yeah, there is one here which has 10. It's a professional seller, which is okay. Yeah, but there is not so much product available. You have 373 that are being offered, but I think this is combined with the French listings as well. So, this is an expensive product. And also, if you are from Belgium, the Netherlands, yeah, you already need to go and look after, yeah, okay, you have Germany here, you have, but most of the lower prices are coming from Spain and Italy and all those things. Yeah. And if we take a look at the single cards, for example, because One Piece is doing very great, but people, Pokemon also did great on a certain moment and everything crashed as well. So, well, crash, price corrected. Yeah. So we have carrying on his role. If we now check this out, I said no. Oh, I selected the cheapest. Oh, cheap ass. So you see here the Monkey D. Luffy, Portuguese D. Ace, and Sabo, the three big boys, starting from 8,500 euros. Below the horse crap, but we all know that. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Imagine that you would pull such a card. And of course, people are mentioning very clean. Printing quality is top notch. But this is causing a surge in the product. And sneaky bros and scalpers from Pokemon and things like that, they are seeing this and they are saying, hola, hola. Pokemon is going down, One Piece is going up. A lot of people are switching over to One Piece, which is good for Pokemon. Which is very good for Pokemon. And also Magic the Gathering is getting a bit lower in stress, because there were also some moments, there were also some mistakes about Magic the Gathering during the year. But this now here, I think OP13 made a huge shift in the popularity of One Piece in a whole. And also, they are doing a nice job. So, some people said, oh, they're not going to survive after OP10. OP10, okay, it was not great. OP10 was not great. So it was, OP11 was a bit better. OP12, also not so spectacularly popular. But OP13, that was a banger. And it still is. Look at that. Imagine that you pull this out of a booster box of 200 euros. Of course, people are scalping the product. Of course. You don't even have this in Pokemon. You don't have this in Pokemon. No, this is a bit comparable with the Zero Last cards in Magic the Gathering. So, that's now the state of the hobby. So, yeah, interesting, right? So, yeah, I don't know, is actually someone here watching, or am I talking to myself? I don't know. Anybody has anything to share? Come on, come on. Apparently nobody. Okay, I'll keep talking to myself then. Very interesting. Oh, I like that. I do that every day. Call me a psycho, but it's Sigi, not psycho. Perhaps psycho, Sigi. Sigi, psycho, could be. So for the rest, 2025. So I was talking about the mentality shift, I think, but everybody needed to do that. Because Pokemon was so difficult to find everywhere. Prices sky high. Okay, prices are still all over the place. I've seen a journey to get a booster box today at a store. They were asking 300 euros for that, but because it got a dent, they were asking 20 euros less. 280, 279.99. I was like, what the fuck? For real? You find those booster boxes under 200 euros. But then you still have stores that are asking that price. So yeah, I remember the Journey Together at a certain point. You could have it for what, 180, 170, 180? Something like, not the enhanced, not the enhanced. Because the enhanced on our side, on the European side, costs more. And on the US side, it is just the other way around. Everybody over there got the enhanced, and the normal one is more scarce onto the market. So it's a different situation. We got fucked over once again by Pokemon. Classic. So yeah, but those prices are ridiculous. And yeah, okay, I'm also not always the cheapest one on the market. Yeah, because my suppliers, they take advantage of as well. Yeah, I have a huge supplier, and the prices that they ask, market. Sometimes they just ask market. And I was like, are you for real? You're getting this shit by the pallet, and you are asking B2B, business to business, market. Skip. No thank you. I tried it for some products, of course, when I thought, okay, there could be some popularity and things like that, but you can imagine we got burned. Yeah, so some products we opened up ourselves for single cards, or just to have some fun on a Saturday evening. You know how that goes. Cindy says, hey, let's open something up. Okay. Or I get the feeling to open something up. So, but what is your feeling now? Are you easily finding product on the market? Booster boxes is more difficult. I feel that the market is overcrowded with collection boxes, but it's perhaps due to the time of the year, of course. At the end of the year, always a lot of collection boxes come out. Yeah, which is yeah. How many collection boxes are there for the moment? So many collection boxes. I know Cindy got me the Snorlax collection box, but that's an US exclusive one, by the way. But I liked it. I opened it up. It's a nice box. But you see in those boxes, usually the pack selection is Destined Rivals, Journey Together. What else did I have in my box? Twilight and Surging, I thought. Yeah. Those are, yeah, that's a bit the pack selection. I'm already glad that they don't include Black Bolt White Flare in those. They keep that separately, because if they are making boxes, then it is specifically for Black Bolt White Flare. There is also a US exclusive box with 5 packs, 6 packs of each. I've seen that popping up on the European market as well. We still have so much product, Black Bolt White Flare. Nobody is interested. But apparently it's a lot more popular on the US side. There it is selling a lot better. I've seen also another content creator say that it is extremely difficult to find Black Bolt White Flare apparently in stores because it's scalped so hard. Yeah, I don't get that. If someone wants to come and scalp me, I've got a ton of ETBs. Come and get them. come and buy TCGbands.eu. Come get that crap. Oh my god. But yeah, that is just yeah, I think a bit of the state, to be honest. But this year I think we had a great set. Everybody loving Destined Rivals. Everybody's loving it. It's not a bad set. I to be honest was disappointed. Yeah, it is not the classical Team Rocket that we know. that was a disappointment for me, but okay, Pokemon chose a different word, and I noticed a lot of resentment from a lot of people, but in the end, yeah, we turn around and then, okay, we see, oh, Giovanni, Mewtwo, not a bad card, ooh, it's expensive, ooh, let's try and open something up, okay, it remains Pokemon cards, it remains valuable, as a collector, there are beautiful cards in there, yeah, Destined Rivals. So let's take a look. The chase cards from Destined Rivals. I need to switch this over. Destined Rivals, it's, yeah. Will it remain a popular set? Of course it will. Of course it will. It all turns about Team Rocket and things like that. So it will remain a very popular set. But they are printing it a lot. So if you are trying to scalp this product, be careful. Prices are coming down. Destined Rivals doesn't have the price from previously anymore. We saw, well, except if you talk about booster boxes. The booster boxes, they always hold a certain premium. And I get why. Because in a booster box you have kind of, your guaranteed hits. Things like that, which you don't have from collection boxes. You can open a collection box with 5 Destined Rival packs and have zilch, zero, nada. Tough luck. So what do we have here? Let's zoom this a bit in. Of course, Top Chase, Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX. Eaton's Ho-Oh, also a nice card. That's also a very nice card and a popular card, let's say. Cynthia's Garchomp, okay. Team Rocket's Moltres EX. Yeah, Crobat, I also don't mind. That's also a nice one. And then, yeah, this one, I don't think this one is kind of very popular. Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX. It's gold. It's gold. It's gold. Yeah, that's, the gold diggers are looking for the gold from the Mega Evolution. Yeah. And then this card here, Cynthia's Garchomp EX, also gold. Yeah. But my favorite is Misty's Psyduck. Misty's Psyduck is my favorite, to be honest. Yeah. And I feel it goes well with the new Psyduck card, which we are getting in Ascended Heroes. I like it. I opened Mega Dream, haven't gotten it. Oh, I was so disappointed about that, but it is a nice card. And also this Arven's Mabostiff EX, also a nice card. Yeah, with the doggy. Yep, also not a bad card. It doesn't always needs to be one of the top cards for me. It can be another card as well. This Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX, this card I had, by the way. Yeah, also not bad. Misty's Lapras, I also had that card in my hand. Not bad card. So I see why people are liking Destined Rivals, and it will remain popular. Now, if we need to compare it with Prismatic Evolutions, who is going to win? Well, I'm very curious what you guys think. In fact, what do you guys think about that? Which of these two sets would win? It's a very close call, but Prismatic Evolutions, you need to take into account, it's an extremely big set. Yeah, you've got your normal card, you've got your reverse, you got your Pokeball, you've got your Master Ball. It's a shit show, right? So many different cards, and the pull rates completely suck. And then also you need to be lucky that you have a good quality. Basically, that's the situation. And also prices for well, also you can have God packs as well, but does the price of Prismatic Evolution weigh in if you compare it with Destined Rivals? I don't know. The God pack, yeah. The Evolutions, okay, yeah. It's going to be very, very exciting, because I hear a lot of people talking about Destined Rivals, but I don't hear so much anymore about Prismatic Evolutions. That is indeed the case. I don't know what that is for you guys, but I got a feeling that there is more chatter about Destined Rivals than about Prismatic Evolutions. That's my hot take about that. My personal opinion, yeah, I would like to have a god pack of the evolutions. Not that that is ever going to work unless the set is printed to the ground and we get very, very, very good prices. But the product can be weighed as well, and that's also a problem. Huh? That is also a problem. So, yeah, it is dangerous even on the English side. When there is a god pack involved, they can be weighed. So, but yeah, so yeah, very curious to know what are your thoughts about that. For the West. So we are, I think, when was it? In October, November? No, I think end of November, we decided to stop with a few TCGs. That is a lesson that we now learned in 2025. Why is that? Some TCGs, they don't sell. You gotta have the audience for it. Yeah, and it's a very specific niche, and there's not a lot of audience for certain sets. Altered, I like the product. Personally, I like the product. There are some really nice cards in there and such. That's why I wanted to also start selling it. There is not a lot of audience for that. Shadowverse Evolve, same shit. Not a lot of audience. Yu-Gi-Oh! That's beating a dead horse. I still have a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's not easy in saying I'm stopping Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not buying new products, but I still have the crap, basically. Star Wars Unlimited. Star Wars Unlimited, that sold until a certain point. Until the point that they started with those Carbonite collector boosters. When they started with the Carbonite collector boosters, then Star Wars Unlimited, it's died down. I don't know what other stores are doing with it. I don't know if the sales for other stores are that magnificent, but the product itself, the normal booster boxes, I can find them very easily. The Carbonite booster boxes, those are sold out immediately. And that is now the situation that they created with it, that everybody is only chasing for those higher value cards, and all the rest lost its value. I'm very curious because I don't know any players of Star Wars Unlimited, so very difficult to ask their opinion, but I'm very curious to what they think about it. But we are stopping that TCG because long term, I don't know how that will do. Star Wars is a big IP, eh? Don't get me wrong. It is a very big IP. Eh? They can make products for a very long time, and it could be popular. But the TCG itself, I don't know. It's very exciting. What else do we got? Very good question. Dragon Ball. I like Dragon Ball. I grew up with Dragon Ball. I watched back in the day all the episodes, I thought. Yeah, I even when a new episode came out, I downloaded it through torrent back in the day. Oh my god. Whew. Yep, and I watched it in the English version and think, oh. But the TCG itself, they already had multiple different, that you have Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Z and things. They already tried the different ones. Now they are in Fusion World and what is the DBS? I forgot. Not a hit, to be honest. Not a hit. Also does not sell a lot. I have a few products still left. Tried to get some of the Japanese as well, because I could get cases pretty easily as well. Does not sell. So probably in the end, I'm just going to open them for single cards and just put it online. Most likely that will be the final situation. Is it ideal? No. I'm going to make any profit on that? Hell no. But I cannot throw it away either. So you have it, and yeah. But I think the player base is also so small. But if you then now compare with what you have all those different TCGs, those bigger ones, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and things like that. The question is, where are the players of Dragon Ball? Perhaps they already exited the TCG and went perhaps to One Piece, because One Piece is stealing a lot of players. One please. Oh, One please. Yes, One please. They are stealing players from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yep. They are stealing players from Pokemon. Oh yeah. They are stealing players from everywhere. Because it's becoming very popular, and you can start playing One Piece now in a lot of stores and things like that, because a lot of the community is growing exponentially. So yeah, that is now the thing. So what will we continue in the future? Pokemon, that's our biggest seller. It would be stupid, dumb if we would drop Pokemon. Plain and simple. That's not a, that's no, you don't do that. Magic the Gathering, we definitely will continue with Magic the Gathering, but Magic the Gathering, we are shifting focus. Magic the Gathering, those players are not looking for sealed product, they are looking for single cards. So going forward in 2026, single cards. Still a little bit of sealed product, of course, because when a product releases, they are looking for sealed product, or they are looking for a commander deck and things like that. But those pre-release packs, hardly any interest. Those fat pack bundles, hardly any interest. What they are looking for perhaps in the beginning is just a booster box, a play booster box, or a draft booster box. Now everything has become play booster box, and the collector booster boxes. Basically, that's what they are looking for. Just in the beginning at the release, and then afterwards that dies down, and then they are on card market and looking for single cards. Plain and simple. That is the Magic the Gathering community. It's not like with Pokemon. Pokemon, yeah, people like opening the packs, but Pokemon is filled with collectors as well. Players, collectors, scalpers, sneaky bros. Yeah. Magic the Gathering is players. You have draft players and you have commander players, and I also read some stories about people making a cube with their decks and things like that. That I need to look into what exactly that means. But the commander is, I think it's bigger than draft. So yeah, it is Magic the Gathering. I'm going to drink now. Magic the Gathering is an interesting game. Already exists a bit longer than Pokemon, even. I think it's going to 31, 32 years. Magic. Yeah. So, yeah, very large player base. That we are going to do. What else? One Piece, of course. One Piece, it's so popular. We gotta keep doing that, but we gotta find additional supplies, because product is difficult to be obtained, and you gotta, that's also something, you gotta split your orders across multiples to get something. I remember that for OP13 I wanted to buy a sealed case with a new supply, and I got like 2 booster boxes. So like, hell. So yeah, that was a downside. And now even at all our suppliers, haven't seen a pre-order pop-up for the new set which is releasing in January. That is very particular. No pre-orders open yet. The customers are asking me, hey, I don't see a pre-order on your website. Are you going to have the new set? No idea, to be honest. No pre-orders. We don't get distribution, so we need to rely on our suppliers. I'm checking daily to see, are my suppliers putting up pre-orders that I can get something, will be allocated, of course, but that I can at least place an order. Nothing. And we order across entire of Europe and things like that. Nothing. Very popular product. And Disney Lorcana. It is a difficult product. Yeah, it is a very difficult product, to be honest. They are changing things, But the question is, will that always be accepted by the community? They did the votation with set number 9. They introduced the votation with set Fabled, and then they did a huge reprint of a lot of cards. Nobody liked that, but Fabled has some excellent epic cards of a very nice value, to be honest. Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse on a carousel. Nice cards, but pull weights suck. Printing quality sucks. So that's Lorcana. Set number 10. Not flying off the shelves. Nope, not at all. And they also limited their printing numbers, trying to cause a bit more scarcity, but it's backfiring in their face because even that is not selling out. I have Fabled, I have Whispers in the Well, and Fabled is not sold out everywhere on a lot of places, but yeah, the product that I already have is now bought from another store because I was selling out and I thought, let's get something, man. And Whispers in the Well comes straight from Ravensburger. It's not selling out. Nope. And now I've been told that apparently for the older sets, is it 5, 6, 7, and 8? Those were the sets which were printed a lot more. Ravensburger is apparently holding a sell-off in January. They still got a ton of product in their warehouses. But now you're saying, ooh, nice deals on those older sets. Forget it. Forget it. Nope. Ravensburger offers it to us at the exact same price as in the beginning, as at the release. They don't change the prices. I also told them, how do you expect to get rid of it? You don't lower your prices. They say, yeah, that's policy. Okay, then we don't buy. The next year you're still coming to us, hey, we still have, go away. So that's not really working. So, and now apparently with the new set which is releasing in just the 10th of February, I think, Winter Spell, Winter Spell with Stitch and things like that, they are not doing starter decks anymore. They have seen starter decks. It's not a good product. They are now doing a starter collection every 2 sets. Okay. Yeah. Will that be a hit or a miss? I don't know. Yeah. Very curious to see. I thought first that they would split it up with 2 sets, that you had, like, let's say, for example, 5 booster packs from set 10 and 5 booster packs of set 11 or something like that. No, apparently not. But I don't know the hell what they are trying to do. But the starter decks are gone, which is good because starter decks don't sell. The TCG itself, it is being played. It has a decent amount of players, but it's not growing a lot. It has its player base, but it's not growing a lot. Which is why they are trying to improve a little bit. I think it's always the same player base that is buying product at the release, but once after the release, there are hardly any sales. They are not drawing in new blood, basically, which is their own fault. Yeah. I think they need to do a little bit more incentives and things like that, and just that those new epic cards and things like that, that's not enough. Lowering your printing quantities, that is not enough. They are trying to create more scarcity on the market because they are seeing it with Pokemon, One Piece, Magic the Gathering and things like that. Magic the Gathering does also a lot of reprints, but they are seeing that from others, that they are selling out and that they need to reprint. Ravensburger never needed to reprint. They just printed too many in the beginning, which is something different. But I think they need to first tackle the root cause, and that is the printing quality. Improve your printing quality, because you can now pull a valuable card and it can have print lines in it. Nobody likes that. Yeah. And they have that a lot. Yeah, okay, we are bitching at Pokemon as well, but Pokemon is a lot bigger than Disney Lorcaana. Yeah, the value is also a lot bigger. The pull weights, if we need to talk about pull weights between Disney Lorcaana and Pokemon, the pull weights in Pokemon are better. That says a lot, right? That says a lot about the state of Disney Lorcaana, and I can only, the future of Disney Lorcaana, they will still exist in 2 years if you need to put something on it, but I don't think that it will grow a lot if they don't do anything to improve further. They've got good IPs. They are adding new characters from other of their IPs and things like that to it, which is good. Fox and the Hound is now coming into the new set with the spell, apparently. A lot of people are looking forward to that. Will that be enough? No, that will not be enough. So yeah, that's the key takeaways of 2025, and looking forward to 2026. For us, single cards. I'm also going to create more content towards how you can start with selling single cards. That will be very interesting as well, because a lot of people are looking for what can we do with our bulk, things like that. But a lot of people don't have the time as well. You need to take into account, if you are going to start with bulk, it is time consuming. It is not saying, whoo, I've got here 5 cards, let's put it up on Card Market and let's see. You need to verify your cards, you need to ship them properly. It requires some time. So, but we are testing all that out. We started recently with selling on Card Market. I know. The Card Market, always said it, but it remains the biggest marketplace for single cards in Europe. You cannot deny. You have Card Trader as well, which is a counterparty of Card Market, but Card Trader is not so big as Card Market. Card Market remains the leader on the European market, like TCG Play in the United States, basically. That's Card Market on our side. So you cannot deny that if you want to start selling single cards, you need Card Market. Even if it's just to get your name out or to reach buyers, basically. It is a good platform to reach a lot of people that will otherwise never find you. So that's what we are doing. That is also what you need to do if you want to start selling cards. There is a lot of opportunity, but you need to be smart with what you buy. Because imagine that you now buy a booster box of Destined Rivals at 350 euros. And you say, I'm going to sell off all these cards and going to try to make a profit. Do you really think that's going to work? Because if we now open a booster box of, let's say, 200 euros, we usually get about 60% in return. Unless that you now pull Giovanni and Mewtwo. Then you got lucky. But how often are you going to get lucky? So that's my point, because when you are starting into that, you need to take into account you're gonna make a loss on certain products. You're gonna make a loss on certain booster boxes that you are going to open. We as well. It's a gamble, and then your best bang for buck is sometimes buying up collections. So those are all things. We are gaining that knowledge, we are gaining that experience, and we are going to share that experience as well and creating videos about it. We have, for the moment, I think between 10 and 15,000 cards online across multiple TCGs, and still we are adding daily to it. So we are not done yet. We still have a lot of our cards. So that will be interesting if you want to follow that journey. So yeah. But it requires a lot of time and energy. One thing that I notice is if you ever bought cards on Card Market, you will probably know that most of the time the quality of the cards that are being sent to you are not what you expect. And that's usually private sellers. That they don't know the principle of an LED lamp to verify your cards. Yeah, so yeah, but those are all things Quality of the cards is important for us, making sure that if we say that a card is near mint, that it is near mint. Everybody makes mistakes, but that's a journey that we are undergoing, and we are going to share it with everybody, because the TCG community now is not a good place for sealed product. We noticed that as well. As if we now see how much sealed product in a month we sell, or how many single cards we sell. Yeah, we sell a lot of single cards. So not only through Card Market, but we also sell them through our own website. We sell a lot of single cards, which is good. But that means that a lot of people are looking for single cards because the sealed product has one bad pull weights. Oh my god, I needed to think. Bad pull weights, bad quality. If you open a booster box and you pull that Giovanni and Mewtwo, and that's print quality is an EX instead of a near mint, you are disappointed. And then you bought a booster box for what, 350 euros, and you pull a card with bad quality. Then you could have better bought the card for 350, 400 euros. That's my point. So a lot of people are thinking in that same direction. Yes. Still nothing in the chat, my friends. Nobody in the chat. I'm already talking for how long have I been talking? Almost an hour. It's gonna hurt, right? Come on, guys. Nobody in the chat. Everybody still enjoying Christmas? Oh, Christmas. Yeah, Christmas. Yep, Christmas. No white Christmas. Nope. No, I had booster packs for Christmas. Why not? Why not? But yes. What else do we have? We have some other things from news. We have the new set in Japan has been announced, my friends. Well, the name is a bit tricky. PokeBeach is calling it Nihil Zero. Is featuring Mega Zygarde, but the actual name literally reads as Munikis Zero. So it will now be tricky because some people are going to call it Municus Zero and others are going to call it Nihil Zero. It will be very interesting to see. But the thinking of PokeBeach behind it is the usual translation of Pokemon about the Mega Zygarde's signature attack. So the packs itself look like this. I'm not excited. I'm not excited about this design, to be honest. It looks ugly. This really looks ugly. And this is now then the Mega Zygarde, the form itself. Okay. That doesn't look bad, but the pack design, that could be better. And then we already had some of the cards that have been revealed. Look at that. Barbaracle. Aha. And then we have Mega Zygarde. This can be better. We have Meowth. This is a nice one. Yeah, I like when it's coming out of the card. What else do we have? Some Naveen. So this is going to get some remarks. This is one-on-one coming from Pokemon Legends ZNA. One-on-one. Where is the... How do you call that? Where is the artistic value in that? Luminoise City? Some cards are just coming straight out of the game and a lot of people don't like the game. So, but yeah, we also, the set afterwards will be Ninja Spinner, which will feature Mega Greninja. Yeah, so we first have Nihil Zero, which is Mega Zygarde EX, launching on January 23rd, yeah, in 1 month. And then also on that same day, we have Mega Gallade EX special set. And the special set is this box. This is the box. Yeah, this is, yeah, is it a collection box? It's a special set box, but what else does it contain? So we have here, is this is indeed a new card. Is this a new card? Nah, this is not a new card. Is this really the card? It looks like a card from back in the day. This is not a new card. But okay, yeah, if that... So very curious to see. For the other sets after Ninja Spinner, the names are not sure. Yeah, the names apparently are sure, but they are not sure about the featuring Pokemon. It could be Mega Rayquaza here, Mega Darkrai, and Celebration Collection. Where was the imagination for that? Celebration. It's always Celebration. It's always Celebration. Yeah. So yes. Is there any other big and important news? Not for the moment. We have here a retro promo which has been revealed. Extra Battle Day. But yeah, you know, Poké Day is the last week of February. So then it will be curious. There is already also a box announced for on the English side, I thought. There were some pre-orders that were discovered by some sellers, but yeah, it will be a very close call, and it's apparently Celebration Collection. Not so exciting, right? Has Poké Guardian has something for us? I don't know. Usually the same news in a different flavor. Celebration Collection. Woohoo! But the question will be, what will now be in that? And also, when are we going to get Gen 10? When is Gen 10 finally coming out? Oh yeah, this was the box that I was previously mentioning. Unova Heavy Hitters Premium Collection. Who is interested in that box? It's like 6 Black Bolt and 6 White Flare booster packs with then Zekrom and Reshiram EX and then a Victini and a Zoroark card. I don't know. I don't know. This is old news. Okay, so not so very interested. But yes, it will be very exciting to see what will come from 2026 and especially the 30 years. Now the thing will be, will it be a disappointment? Will it be a hit or will it be a miss? We also need to take into account there is a new Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch coming out. Poketopia. Kind of like a farming game. City. Yeah, I know it's a farming game. It's not a city game. It's a farming game. So that's coming out for the Nintendo Switch 2. I thought, was it uniquely for the 2? I don't know. That's coming out. That will also draw again new people in, because apparently, and it could be that there are new evolutions of certain Pokemon. It is unconfirmed, but in the previous video that was already shared of it, we saw kind of like a ghost Pikachu, and we saw Snorlax completely covered in how do you call that? Like the grass, but then yeah, he was completely covered in it because he fell asleep outside and then it started growing on top of him. So something like that, and that's people are speculating that, okay, is it now a new kind of evolution of Snorlax or not? Very interested for me, of course, because I like Snorlax, but yeah. So very curious to see, and then also about that ghostly Pikachu. Very interesting. But I see there are people watching, but nobody is active in the chat. So yeah, if you're watching, let me know. What do you want to talk about? Yeah, I've been blabbering already for 1 hour here. Yeah, already talked about the 2025 shit show that we already encountered in several TCGs, and then also a bit looked at, okay, what is 2026 going to be? What are the expectations? My expectations is we are going to get a lot of product. We are going to get a lot of product. Products will be readily available. Prices are coming down. But yeah, will it crash? No. Will we go back to prices from a year and a half ago? No. Not in 2026, according to me. I think that could perhaps be in 2027 when those new printers have been spinning happily about. You know, Pokemon acquired, signed the biggest lease in the United States for terrain or something like that. They are going to add more printers, but it's in the US, not in Europe, which is not so good. So I don't think in that department we are going to see a lot of change in 2026, but they are printing a lot. We already now saw also the collection boxes that have come out. Jellybird, you think stuff will stabilize itself after a while? Yes, that's the thing. It will take some time, and people are also exiting now. Scalpers are slowly but still leaving Pokemon. Yeah, those sneaker boys are also leaving because now One Piece is the hot stuff, which is good because you clearly see that the pressure on Pokemon is getting lower. The product is not so quickly sold out anymore. You see that. Even if stores are selling at MSRP or around MSRP, they are not sold out immediately. Yeah, if you check out platforms like Bol or things like that, if there are drops, if you see the messages on Reddit, usually the product is up there for quite some time. So it is not being scalped out. Okay, Bol also now has a kind of like a protection on it that they limit you. And also they limit you from repeating orders. Yeah, OP13 price is crazy. Yeah, that's what I previously in the video mentioned it already. The wet manga Monkey D. Luffy, at least 10k in Europe. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But it is a beautiful card, and then also the printing quality. Usually when you get those cards, I had the Wanted card from was it OP13? I don't know. I don't remember exactly from which set it was. The Wanted card from Monkey D. Luffy I sent to Beckett for grading. I got a 10. Not a black label. I just got a 10. I think, what was it? A 9.5 on one thing. For one OP13. Well, I still have it open here. Monkey D. Luffy. So if we are now looking here, available items, 23 cards, starting from 10,500. So it's someone in the Netherlands that is selling it for 10,500. Then we have someone in Italy, and it is climbing. It's raw. I don't know if anybody has it. Everybody is, there is no PSA. So it is crazy. And also I was going through the price of the booster boxes. The booster boxes for the moment, you can find them for about 200 euros. Which is, if you look at these prices here for this card, still pretty low, basically. And I think that's the reason why One Piece is becoming so popular for investors, scalpers, and things like that, because those OP13 boxes, yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, indeed. That's also why I sent my Wanted card to Beckett. But unfortunately, it got a 9.5 on something. Was it now? a corner or something like that. I don't know. I still need to get it back. They still need to ship it out. But if you now see here, so booster box is available 373, but as I previously already mentioned, I think it could be combined with the French, because I have a filter for English. There are also the French booster boxes are cheaper. But if you see it here now, those are just one box, two boxes. The really decent seller is here, Spain, 210 euros, and they have 11 boxes. They had a case. Then here you have one in France, 210 euros, 16 booster boxes. So yeah, I'm already amazed that those are not bought out yet. Especially if you see then what the red manga card is. But you know that as well, pull rates for One Piece are extremely difficult as well. But yeah, One Piece is... we need to keep an eye on One Piece in 2026. Definitely. We need to keep an eye on it. We need to... The product availability, for one, that is going to be very important. How much product will there be available? How will it be scalped? As I previously mentioned, I'm keeping an eye out for the next upcoming set, which is releasing on the English side in January. Not a single pre-order at any of my suppliers for the moment. Nowhere. And I'm watching daily because I'm receiving questions. Well, do you already know when what you are going to get? For the moment, nothing. I cannot order it. Yeah, but upcoming One Piece releases. What do we have? No. TCG and perhaps releases. I need to... Why is those going to 200%? Ugh, God damn it. Card game release schedule. We have OP14. Name unknown, but OP14. Is it already? Okay. Yeah, EB03. yeah. 2nd of February. But for this one, no pre-orders seen yet. So, which is very, very particular. Yeah, and then also those devil fruits, not a success. Have you seen that the Devil Fruit Volume 3, everybody is selling it for the lowest price possible. I even found them for like 20 euros. Nobody is interested. I'm not buying them anymore. I'm not buying them. Multiple reasons. The shit gets damaged easily, and it is a collector's item. A lot of people want to keep it in the box, but those boxes are so fragile. 2. Pack selection in Volume 2 and Volume 3, success. Volume 1 is the only one until now which is worth your effort, if you can still find it. But Volume 1 with, what did you had? You had OP3 and OP4. I think 1 OP3 and 2 OP4 packs, or vice versa. So those were the only ones which were interested. But for the other ones, nope. I still have, I think I have 9 of those Devil Fruits Volume 2 left. 9. Devil Fruits Volume 2. So these ones here, that's just crap. That's absolute crap. And then these ones, okay. I don't mind the Devil Fruit, but the box itself, it is still the same type of quality box like Volume 1, and that's just ridiculous. Is Volume 1 here? No. Well, you have here, but without booster packs. Nah, but yeah, okay. You get the picture. It is it's not interested. Nah. That's just my opinion about it. But One Piece is doing great. The OP no Mi. OP no Mi. Which is OP no Mi? Is that the purple one? The volume 1? That is also true. If that it would do better. Yes. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Or perhaps make it more interesting, the product itself, because in the end it is a cheap product. Volume 3. Okay. Yeah. I find it's a nice devil fruit, but I simply don't want to get it in stock. Simply because it is so difficult to ship. It is. I had multiple issues when buying from my supplier. Then I got it, and then it was like, okay, I bought 10. 4 are damaged. It's like 4 are damaged. In the end, my supplier even said, "Fuck it." They even said, "Fuck it, you're stuck with it." I was like, "What?" Yeah. Then I opened them up. Yeah. In the beginning, they said, okay, yeah, ship it back and things like that, and we will send you new ones, okay? And then in the end, they just said, fuck it. Because they got probably so much of those damn devil fruits back. It is, yeah. Yeah, and talking about One Piece, someone apparently also now bought 24 sleeve boosters of OP8 that I still had. Apparently, yeah. OP08, surprisingly, now people are starting to buy that again. Strange. Yeah. But there are still some sets of OP that don't really sell that good. No. If you see OP10, that is usually people skip it. That's what are the cases on the right? Which? These ones. That's Pokemon. Those are ETBs. Pokemon ETBs. Yeah, that's also not a great seller anymore lately. Nope. Everything has been... but there's a lot of white flare and black bolt, which does not sell. What else do I got? Journey Together, that does not sell. Stellar Crown, that does not sell. That's a bit of a problem lately. Yeah. People are sometimes afraid to buy ETBs. That's the thing. The ETBs now are way more expensive than they were a year and a half ago. Yeah, I still remember the pre-order I had for Surging Sparks ETBs. It was 34, 35.95. Look at it now. Those Destined Rivals ETBs, they are going for between 140 150 euros for Destined Rivals ETBs. Yep. What else kind of ETBs are there? Temple Forces, I think, as well. Paradox Rift. Those kind of things. They hardly sell. What do I still have on the website of ETBs? A very good question. Yeah, true. There are indeed. But you have then the promo cards as well. That's also valuable. For some, the promo card is indeed a good value. So what do I got here? Black Bolt, White Flare, Destined Rivals, Journey Together, Phantasmal Flames. I also have ETBs. I still have a little bit of Shrouded Fable and then Temple Forces, Stellar Crown, but no Paradox. It's the end of the year. I need to do my inventory, so that will become clear if I still have something that's not on the website. Yeah, I think every company has that sometimes. That things are not on the website, but I think I still do have Paradox Swift, by the way. Yeah, could be that they are not added to the site. Okay. I like ETBs for the promo cards. I like promo cards because certain promo cards, they hold a certain value. I have here now also one promo card still left. Chocadet. Can it focus? Can it focus? Yes. So that's the kind of those kind of promo cards I like. That's a bit the thing, and usually the value of these will go up, and especially if you now look at Pokemon Center ETBs. Yeah. One thing that you need to understand is people like cards with a stamp. People like it. And you might say, yeah, but now people are not looking for it. Perhaps not now, but the people that are coming into the hobby 6 months, most likely they are. They are going to see the value in that. They are going to see even the scarcity, the more uniqueness. Because I have here now that promo card. It doesn't have a stamp. It comes out of a normal ETB. But those cards from the Pokemon Center ETBs and things like that, or those cards that are coming out of the holiday calendar with those stamps. It's a dumb stamp, I know. It's just a flock of snow. But even that, even the prices for those cards are sometimes that you say that high. And then people were surprised that in the end the price for those holiday calendars didn't come down. Usually in previous years the holiday calendars was not so expensive. Now this year it was MSRP. I remember last year that I could buy those holiday calendars for a decent price. They were not for sale for 55, 60 euros like this year. And they were abundantly available. Now there was Destined Rivals in it, and they were gone. So yeah. So it's a bit so it's not a bad product, but yeah. But if you can say the same thing about collection boxes, yeah. But those promo cards usually they are not so, except if you are looking at Shrouded Fable, the King Gambit. No, not the King Gambit, the Greninja collection. That promo card, I think, or was it the King Gambit? There was one box that if you had the box now, the promo card inside of it would have been more worth than the box itself back in the day. Just crazy how it goes. That's yeah. But it has been an exciting year. I'm going to see also now the Greninja, yeah. But now that the year is coming to an end, I'm going to check out. I think I was saying to Cindy previously that not this weekend, but the next weekend, to make a video about what was the result of 2025 for TCG Bandits. Plain and simple. Okay, what was our result? What revenue did we had? How many orders? In terms of orders, it was not bad. Yeah, but the calculation is not so easy because we have TCG Bandits, we have the Bandits Live, and we also did B2B for the first 3-4 months of the year, and that is all not through the normal website. So I need to do some calculation, and also we did 2 events. So, and that's all needs to be added up. And Car Market in December that we did. So yeah, a lot to do, to calculate. But I'm going to make a video out of it, and then you can get an idea about, how well does TCG Bandits do? And some people will say, oh, Matt, you have 50% margins. No. You might as well remove a 0 from that. Yeah. I think we're lucky if we get like 5, 6, 7% in the end. Profit. Yeah. I think last year we had... How much last year? Not a lot. Not a lot. I think I did a calculation of like 5-6% last year. So that was really not a lot. So yeah, and then you need to take into account we invest everything back into the business. Our business needs to grow. Now for the moment we are investing in single cards. That's what a company needs to do to grow, right? You need to invest, reinvest. That's the thing. And also we have our own collection. We are starting from January. That's also something which will be, I'm going to also to create videos, because I said to Cindy, fuck it, now in 2026 we are really going to start with that. We have both a binder and we are going to collect our favorite Pokemon. I already have several cards of Snorlax, Cindy, of Pikachu, and we are going to start creating a list of, okay, which cards do we need? And we are going to write it on a paper, slide it into every slot on the binder, and then we are going to see, okay, how are we going to get those cards, and how long will it take, what will it cost, and all those things. And so that will be also something very interesting that we are going to do starting from 2026. I don't know where I got the idea from. I don't know, but I also wanna buy a big binder where you can put in more than 1,000 cards and do the Pokédex. Yeah, that's also something as a side product, because Cindy can do her Pikachu cards, I can do my Snorlax cards, and we can do the Pokédex together. That's kind of like, yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, but Cindy is camera shy. That's not so good, huh? Yeah. I try to get her in front of the camera, but then she says, yeah, but it's in English. Yeah, okay, it's in English, yes, but the people need to understand it. Huh? You want to do a Pokédex as well. Ah, but yeah, you switched over now to One Piece, huh? No Pokédex for you? You know, the slogan from Pokemon is, you gotta catch them all. Yeah. But I think, yeah, and you have those big binders as well. Those big binders, that idea I got from the Pocket Monster. No, that big content created that the huge binder. I got that idea from him. Ah, only trainers. Okay, yeah. And you do then from the trainers from every set? Or only specific trainers? Deep Pocket Monster, that was it. Yes. I'm not always good in names. No. It's like his real name is on the edge of my tongue, but I forgot. Cindy would say, you're getting old. Yes, I'm getting old. But Deep Pocket Monster... Yeah. Trainers you like at the moment. Okay, yeah. Yeah, why not? Why not? Yes. And is it then only the English or also the Japanese? Might evolve into a more expensive problem. Yeah, could be. Yeah. For me, it's a bit of a thing. Will I only be focusing on the English, or will I also include the Japanese? I have some Japanese Snorlaxes, but then I wonder, won't I make it too complicated? And also already collecting every Snorlax or every Pikachu is already... Oh, there are some expensive Snorlax cards. If I look on Card Market, Snorlax... If I check here, and then also I need to identify, am I going to take those with a Pokemon Center stamp as well, like the ETB from 151, for example? Yeah. Yeah, you have some expensive cards in there. Let's filter on most expensive. But in trainer cards as well, you also have some expensive cards. Rockets Snorlax EX, this is the Japanese. This is then the normal one. Ooh, this is a nice box. Snorlax GX box. The Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box promo. Starting from 228. Yeah, yep. Why not? Why not? And then sometimes also, yeah, this one is also a nice one. Huh? The Snorlax VMAX. But I can also imagine that perhaps this card, when you open that up, only 2 people have it? Only 2 cards? Oof, this is a very rare card. What the hell is this? Expansion sheet. Okay, very rare apparently. These are for some special cards. This is also a banger. This is also a beauty. Yeah, then Chinese, yeah. Yeah, so many different. Yeah, you got Chinese, Korean. What the hell? It's sometimes it's a bit too much. I like the Japanese ones and then the English ones, but yeah, I don't know what to do. I need to discuss with Cindy what we are going to do. And here's my box. This is the box Cindy got me. Snorlax and Blissey. But this is an US exclusive, I thought. Apparently, yeah. But okay, it was not bad. Destined Rivals, Journey Together, Surging Sparks, and Twilight Masquerade. Well, in terms of pulls, I only had Lily's Clefairy from Journey Together, I think. Not great. Not great. Can always be better, but you are not always lucky. Especially not the pull weights in those collection boxes. That is all over the place. It's already all over the place with normal products and then those collection boxes. Yeah. But yes. But good, I don't know. I see that there are Lily's Clefairy. Well, was it Clefairy? No, it was Lily's Ribombay. It was something with Lily. It was this one. I don't know what the value is. So Journey Together 164. How much value is that? Crap. Crap. So not yeah. And the box Cindy paid like 60 euros for the box. So yeah. Not a success. You got 7 of those. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's yeah. Not a great success. It's not a bad card, but it doesn't hold a lot of value. You like Lily. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so many great cards are out there, but it is always a gamble. It is always a guess which will climb in the future. Because you never know what is going up in value. What is Pokemon going to include in next sets? What will be the next hype? Look at Gengar. What Gengar did in 2025. The rise and shine of Gengar, and then the decline of Gengar. You opened a lot of Journey Together. Not a lot of people say that. A lot of people neglect Journey Together. I still have a booster box of Journey Together, I think. Yeah, I still have one under the Pokeball at the top. Yep. Ooh, nice. I still found some booster bundles of Mega Evolution. No idea where I got these ones from. Always nice opening up your drawers. Still found the journey to get a booster box also. Yeah. A ton of Lorcana cards as well. A booster box with 3 packs out of it. Oh my god. Rip and ship Lorcana. That does not work, my friends. No rip and shipping from Lorcana. Christmas Miracle? Yeah. Even got these booster packs. Ursula's Return. Reign of Jafar. But I don't open that bottom drawer a lot, babe. I don't open that a lot. It's to stay away from Destined Rivals because they are kind of like, I think, 20-30 booster packs of Destined Rivals in the bottom drawer. I try to avoid the drawer. Otherwise I might open it. Ah, yes. You're not into Disney? Yeah, but okay, I understand. It's yeah, not everybody's into Disney. Yeah? It's you like it or you don't like it. But I can imagine that out of all the characters of Disney, that there will somewhere be one character that you do like. That's where all the stock goes. Yeah. I have a ton of products here, but yeah. I try to avoid opening up a product. Yeah. What I'm planning to do is now on Sunday I want to have a live stream where I'm going to open some Magic the Gathering products. I've got some Magic the Gathering products here, and one thing that I'm going to do with the channel is I want to step away a little bit from creating box opening videos. I just want to do it live. That a discussion perhaps and things like that. I think that would be more interesting. And yeah, I think that would be more interactive. That's what I'm thinking about. I've did some analysis. Okay, how often are the videos being watched? If it's Pokemon, people are watching. Yes. If it's other style of videos, of Magic the Gathering box openings, or now the secret lair that I did from Magic the Gathering and things like that, or Disney Lorcana, it is not so big. And there are other and better content creators out there to do that. So yeah, going to see. I think now Sunday will be a box break of Avatar. Yep, discovering cards. Yeah, I understand. Yes, and we see that as well in the statistics. In the statistics, you can see what were the moments most watched, and people do then that fast skipping, that they hover with. If they do it on computer, that they hover, or they take the line and then they go across and then try to see when you get a hit or things like that. Yes. Indeed. And then it makes you wonder, okay, I spent now X amount of time making that video, editing that video and things like that, and then you see people doing that. It's like but with content creators like Pokeref and things like that, I don't think they do that so often. Yeah, I don't think they do that so often. It's a much bigger content creator. With content creators like Danny Phantom, I don't know. I sometimes do it myself. Because he likes to ramble also. Perhaps I do that as well. Could be. I'm not, yeah. But yeah, sometimes he likes to ramble. But it all needs to be entertaining. And that's the thing. Yeah. That's perhaps why there are so little people watching now today to this. Yeah, but I'm trying to learn, trying to evolve, and on YouTube itself I want to create more business style content. Business style content. And I think that will do a bit better. Yeah, okay, but that's your opinion. If you don't like stuff seeing opened, that's not for you. I understand. But a lot of people do like to watch that content if it's entertaining. If it is entertaining, if there is the suspense. You understand? So, yeah. Hangover from Christmas. I don't know. Could be. But I do see that people are ordering stuff. I see several orders coming in through Card Market and things like that. So people are active on their phones, on the internet. They are active. But yeah, but it could also be, it's of course, Christmas is a family gathering always for a lot of people, and New Year is usually friends going out and things like that. And so it could be. I expect now the next few days to get a decent amount of orders, small orders, because people don't spend that much anymore. People are getting cautious. You understand? They need to be cautious. But yeah, it is a difficult time. Yeah, I think last year around Black Friday and then for the holidays, people spend it more than they did this year. Inflation is a pain in the ass. Yep. And I think we will see also in the futures increase in MSRP for Pokemon. Pokemon is now adding print facilities in the US, but if they don't add it in Europe, then MSRP and then the tariffs and all that crap, I think MSRP for us will go up. I think it will. Unless if they are going to print more product in Belgium or the Netherlands or you name it. But I doubt it. I doubt it sincerely. I don't think they want to expand more over here. I think they are expanding in the US and that they will just ship it over like they did for all other products. ETBs is still coming from the US. I think that's unfortunately. But people are not going to like it. People are going to say, oh no. Yeah, tell it to Pokemon. Huh? They are expanding in the US, but they are... For the moment, there is no news for Europe. So what are they going to do? I think already in Europe, they are placing their focus on German products, French products. I think their focus already over there, and Italian products and things like that. Where are they finding the time to print the English product, you think? I think most of the English cards are printed in the US. I think so. And it could be that the packs are shipped to Europe and then they are put into collection boxes or other things in Europe. That could be. I'm not saying that, but I think the actual cards most of the time are coming from the US. I think so. But even news says they are unable to provide product at a decent date. They already postponed now Ascended Heroes with 1 month for the ETBs. 1 month. It's like a lot of people are saying, why doesn't Pokemon just hold off a set completely? But they are so far planning ahead that it is impossible. They got video games linked to it. They got merchandising linked to it. They got all sorts of things already in the pipeline, signed deals with companies for merchandising, for games. So many millions and billions and trillions invested into all this crap. They don't want to postpone. They prefer to say, you will get your product a month later, instead of saying we will skip 1 set. it remains a game. Yeah. So yeah, we will. Pokemon is one of the biggest franchises in the world, so yeah, we need to deal with it, I think. But yes, my friends, still someone got any questions? Tomorrow I'll put up the planning for Sunday for the Magic the Gathering opening. Going to see if people like it, yes or no. Anyhow, I'm going to open the product, plain and simple. I don't know if I'm going to open secret lairs. I still have some secret lairs. Yep, these are some interesting as well. Furby, secret lair Furby, other Furby, the Odd Bodies, and then also Furby the Gathering. And then also others, Jaws cards, and Dreaming Darkly. No fucking clue what that is. And I had one promo card, Cryptic Commands. Because I ordered for more than 220 euros, I got a promo card, my friends. Ooh, exciting. But you have interest in the Sonic one. Yeah. The Sonic, it wasn't bad. Prices are, low for those cards. That is plain and simple. Yeah. But Sonic, yeah. These secret lairs, sometimes they are making so many out of it. And I think next year there are also coming some great ones. For Avatar, they are doing it now in January, I think. For Marvel next year, there was also coming another one. So yeah, there are some exciting things coming. Now they did also recently one for PlayStation, for a few of those PlayStation IPs. They also did. Those were also not a hit. Because the non-foils I can still order at suppliers. They are not selling out. And even on Secret Lair, you can order them. Secret Lair. So if you ever want to order them, just order them through Secret Lair. If you don't want if you just want if they are still available, of course. If you're too late, you're too late. But here, you have then you have The Last Airbender. Are they already for sale? Ah, yeah, okay. They are for sale. Okay. But they are not sold out. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to do full art, and Rudy from Alpha Investments also said that he heard a rumor about serialization. Serialized cards. Imagine that. That could be a hit or a miss. They could destroy Yu-Gi-Oh! If they are not careful. Yes. So you see here, this was now for the PlayStation Super Drop, also still available. So if you want to order them, they are still available. God of War, you have then the foil and the normal ones. Into the Forbidden West, The Last of Us Part 1, The Last of Us Part 2, Uncharted. So they are also still available. And the Secret Scare, is there still something available? You still have some Furbies. Yep. Still available. Yeah, that was definitely not a success. Even the confetti foil, because the ones that I have is rainbow foil. Not the confetti. Just too expensive. Serialization is that a card that limited prints of a certain card, like Magic the Gathering serialized cards. So like for example, this card here, this was one of the biggest cards, the Ring of the Lord of the Rings. There was only one card, one. And you have then the collector boosters for Magic the Gathering, and only one in the world could have that card. So then the question will be, in which form are they going to introduce serialization? Because you can have serialization that you have 100 cards, you can have it with one card, you can have it with 500 cards. But the thing is with Magic the Gathering as well, Wizard of the Coast, they never reprint collector boosters. They never reprinted, because the serialized card is only through the collector booster boxes. But if they would reprint those booster boxes and they don't put serialized cards in that, that would be a mess for the community. And if they would add serialized cards, well, where is then the logic behind it? So they cannot reprint it. So now the question will be, what is Konami going to do? They are known for reprinting booster boxes, but if they are going to do serialization, that product where they are going to put that card in, they are not able to reprint, because otherwise people are just going to say, what? I'm out, which is normal. And also, I don't know if you know the TCG Star Wars Unlimited, they also started doing something like that with Carbonite collector boxes. Same principle, basically, and they also are trying to do something like that. What happened there? The only product which is sold out is the collector booster, the Carbonite booster boxes. The normal booster boxes, not so popular. Nope. Since those Carbonite booster boxes came out, it's going to be very exciting what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to do. Well, Konami. They could destroy their TCG, or they could make it better for scalpers. Can also happen. Because now we see a lot of people are going into the direction of One Piece. Why is that? Money. Plain and simple, money. If Konami is now going to do with then full art cards and then serialization, that will draw in the wrong people. So that's my take on that. Yeah. And also, I thought one thing that I remembered from Rudy from Alpha Investments, his video was he has made the public statement that, are they really doing this out of their own choice? Or did they felt obligated to do it as a last attempt to save their game? Because so many people left the game. Product is not selling. And I can confirm, product is not selling. Hardly any. So, and they are losing a lot of players. So it could be like a final attempt to save the TCG before they are calling it quits. And if you also look at the cards, okay, I have a few cards here. If you now look at these cards, can you focus? It's not that they are so appealing either. Their design is, yeah, okay, except for this one. Okay, that's still a bit cute, but the design of the card itself, it's not 2025-ish, not 2026-ish. And other TCGs evolved. Konami stood still, and that's a bit. The IP Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not bad, but everything in the world needs to evolve with time, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Did not do that. They did not evolve properly with the rest. Yeah, everybody usually looks a bit at each other. Okay, what are you doing? Oh yeah, different kind of foils. Oh, this and that. Oh, if you see what One Piece is doing with the textures on the card and the foiling. If you see what Pokemon is doing. Pokemon, and now a new era is upon us and new style of cards. They are switching it up. Sword and Shield was yellow border, then we had the gray border, and now they are switching it up a little bit more now with the Mega Evolution. This is just to keep the players, collectors interested, giving them the feeling that they got a new and an improved product, which Yu-Gi-Oh! Konami is not really doing that. You don't think they have a great ability to evolve? They can do anything they want. It is a game, so they can use their imagination, which they are now doing with full arts of the cards. That's a step forward. Now they need to put it into practice. They need to show the world what they can do. Yeah? People are going crazy in Pokemon for the designs. Now look at that card. Yeah? That's a beautiful fucking card. Yeah, and then you have Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Yeah. So there is a lot to learn, and they just need to look at others. And okay, every TCG is different, but Konami needs to improve. They need to make the game appealing again to players. If they do that, then it will be better. So we will now need to see. For the moment, for 2026, I am holding off. Recently, starting from November, I said I'm not buying any new sets anymore. Why is that? Because I buy a case, for example, and I sell perhaps one booster box. That's ridiculous. Why is that? Because the product pre-order price is high, and then 1 or 2 weeks after the release, product crashes 50%. Who is then still buying, and who is left with the bag? The seller. Every single time, the seller is left with the bag. And I'm sick of it. I've got product here where I'm making a loss on. At the moment you are sick of it and you say, I need to make a choice to save my company. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not doing a lot to save their own asses, but I need to save my ass. They are trying to make Yu-Gi-Oh! More collectible. This is also something. They know that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not a game which is collected, which they are now trying to make it being a collectible game. And that can be a huge thing. If they make it appealing, if they can make it attractive, then they can make it that it is not only played but also collected. And if they can dip their toes into that and that succeeds, they saved their game big time. They will increase sales, they will increase sales for sealed, for single cards, everything. That's now what they need to do. But will it work? That's the question. So yeah. Well, it's like you say you love Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah? You like it, yeah, but you're not actively involved with it. But a lot of people like Yu-Gi-Oh! But they don't like the power creep. They don't like the bland designs. They don't like that the game stands still in 2010. But that does not say that when the game is proving this, that it can be renewed, that it can be rejuvenized, that does not say that players don't come back, or that ex-players are not interested in collecting anymore. You're actively involved. Well, you like the power creep then? Because I hear a lot of things about that. The power creep is Even if you ask Gemini, the first thing that the Gemini will say is power creep. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, just crazy. I don't understand how they never did anything against that. Now, and it's gotten worse in 2025. Basically, the sell rate of the product. I remember when I had the product in 2024, it sold a lot better. You do not. Yeah. But yeah. But Yu-Gi-Oh is older than Pokemon, huh? So, but I give them the benefit of the doubt for the moment. It shows that they are trying to listen to the community and that they are noticing that they need to do something. Okay, I leave it in the middle if they are now doing it to save their own ass or if they are doing it really for the community, but they are doing something. Let's now see how it will be executed in 2026. But it could still take some time, of course, because they need to integrate it, they need to bring it up to standards. Let's call it that, because it can be a trial and error. It can be a hit or a miss. It's not said that the first set that will come out with new designs and things like that it will be the flavor that the people are looking for. It could be that Yu-Gi-Oh needs to evolve into something that people get accustomed to. Could be. But the pictures that were shown already, yeah, people are positive. That's already something. And I think that's the reaction that Konami is also trying to feel. Because if now the whole community would say, what the fuck, too late, get out. If the whole community would say that, Konami would know, okay, we're beating a dead horse. But the community, the TCG world is reacting a bit positive and in a bit kind of like, finally, it took you long enough. So let's see. I'm for the moment not buying, that's for sure. Normally I would have bought the those tins that came out in September. I went big in 2024 with that, and I had very great sales. I still have a few of them, but this year, no. I did not want to burn myself on it. I said no. I leave it go by. And okay, you saw already a shift because they already. Oh, my box went out. And you already see that they did a shift. They did, okay, not only the tins but also the cardboard boxes. Okay. Burst mode. When was that? Yu-Gi-Oh! Burst mode. What is Yu-Gi-Oh! Burst mode? Burst mode. It's not burst protocol, huh? That is it burst mode or burst mode? Burst mode. Nah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Full art cards. Okay, let's see what they revealed, basically. Let's see. 29 new cards plus full art rarity. I cannot click on the damn card. So this is now one card, but this is not exactly what we are looking for. I don't know what kind of creature that is. I'm looking for the special cards. Come on. Where are the... Those are a lot of stars. I don't know. Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush. This is now. Okay, this card. Can't I open? This is not bad. this card. This is really not bad. This, okay, I have a preference for the first one. But perhaps that's also because I don't know a lot about Yu-Gi-Oh! But come on. If you're now for real, that card or the full art that you got there on screen in big, you know which one you prefer. These designs look a lot better than those plain cards, and especially here, the legendary white Blue Eyes White Dragon. Come on, these are nice cards. So it took them long enough, but you say that they did it in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush. Cards. But was it really full art? Ah, yeah, like this one here, Rush Duel, then something like that. Why do they look fake? But these cards. We will need to see what time will tell. But one thing that I hope is that it will not be that everybody will be, oh yeah, oh nice, and then once they have the card in their hand, they drop it like a brick. Yeah. Perhaps people are not used to having such cards that they think, okay, this is over the top. I don't believe it. Could be, but when are these now coming out? Is there any news about that? When are we getting these cards? Not Rush. No. Which sets release dates? February 28th. But I think in Japan. So what do we have here? These are Japanese versions, creating a 3D effect. King's Servant, Dark Magician, come on. So these are the same cards that we saw previously already. And then also Huge Treasure recently revealed a collaboration based on Yu-Gi-Oh's 5Ds. That product that recently also came out, those 5Ds, those were those red cardboard boxes. So this is about a lottery. Limit over collection The Heroes is scheduled for retail release on February 28th, and then the Rivals on March 26th. But for me, I think that is for the Japanese version. Is it always at the same time that it releases, the Japanese and the English, or is there a difference? You can propose with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wing. Yeah, why not? Huh? Yes. Satisfaction. Yes. Why not full art in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, February 28th. That someone here is saying. So there was, but one thing that I noticed is the amount of content that was created when Konami revealed these cards. I saw it being mentioned on investment channels, Pokemon channels, One Piece content. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody. So this is the thing that Konami was looking for. And I think they got their exposure. They got good feedback on it. Now we just need to see, okay, what will be executed. I would also like it if they would, after a matter of time, include some textures. Imagine that that Blue Eyes White Dragon there with some textures on the card, like Bandai is doing for One Piece. Imagine that you get such a card from Yu-Gi-Oh! That would be fire. So yeah, but okay, it remains a small card. Basically, if you look at the format of your card, they are never going to change that because that is their trademark. That is that type of card which remains like that. But adding some texture would not be bad. But yeah, we will need to see. Yeah, well, yeah, you already said itself that they need texture, otherwise they look more fake. Even the thing is they will need to do something to prove that they are genuine, yes, or to make it a bit more, yeah, a bit more appealing, basically, or to be a better competitor with things like One Piece. I think they now need to battle One Piece because One Piece is trying to battle against Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, One Piece cannot battle against Pokemon, but it can try to battle against Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, and I think a lot of players from Yu-Gi-Oh! Are going to One Piece. So yeah, it is the battle of the strongest in 2026, I think. Yeah. But Pokemon, I'm already glad Pokemon is coming back. It's the stress on the Pokemon products is slowly but still coming to an end. You are seeing more and more stores with products on hand. It's not selling out. People are perhaps getting sick of the prices. Could be. Will we see a decline in price? Are we going to see MSRP in 2026? For some products, but not everything. Not everything. No, impossible. Not everything. There will be. You think now, yeah, okay, but it's dying down. You know what the hell is going to happen in February, right? 30 years of Pokemon. The hype will start again in March. Once again. Spring will come up, then people will come into the game. That new Nintendo Switch game comes out in... When is Poketopia coming out? March, I think. Expecting also new blood to come in. And also do not forget that Pokemon Pocket game, it is also popular. We don't know it in Belgium, in the Netherlands, because it is not allowed. But that game is extremely popular all across the world. And there are beautiful virtual cards also being released. Yeah, if you check out, if you look up what kind of sets there are available on that Pokemon Pocket game, they have some banger of cards which we will never see. So yeah. It is, yeah. Don't tell the police. Yeah, I know someone also, and then he needed to change his Apple ID to another country where it was allowed, and then he needed to install the game through there. Oh, do we really need to go through the hassle of just being able to play a game? It was downloaded. I find it a shame that we are not allowed. And I don't want to jump through all those hoops just to be able to play a fucking game. I already don't have a lot of time to play games. So yeah. I haven't even continued playing Legends ZA. Oh, already so long. You do it like that when you're on vacation. But are you able to do that even if your Apple ID is registered for Belgium? I don't think you needed to change your country then also on your Apple ID, no? And I think there was more to it, I think, that you needed to do. Yeah. But yeah, it is a shame that some games. You don't have Apple. Okay. Then you have you have perhaps better ways to do it. Yes. Okay. For Apple, it was a bit more complicated. Apparently, because I never tried it. I didn't want to jump through those hoops. Yeah. But it's a shame that sometimes we are not able to play certain games or things like that. Oh, those regulations always. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Then I understand why. Okay, you could proceed in doing it. Yeah. So it is linked to the country, basically. Yeah. So it's sometimes easy to skip those things, or sometimes you just need to open a VPN. Could also be. But yeah, it is. But so next year, Pokemon will be exciting. Be careful when you are looking to invest in Pokemon. Be careful. Yeah. Especially the new sets. Mega Evolution, it is not so popular as you think. Phantasmal Flames, not so popular. The printing quality of Phantasmal Flames is worse than Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution is a lot better. Not perfect, don't get me wrong, but the printing quality of Mega Evolution is a lot better than Phantasmal Flames. But I have the impression that more and more people are going to start looking at Sword and Shield sets, my friends. Yes. The older they become, the more that they are going to be searched for. It's a trend that's repeated, eh? And I think that is indeed the case. I think that, yeah, those are getting older, Sword and Shield. If you can still pick something up for a steal, yeah, and also don't forget that there is the rotation of, is it F? I think F or G, I think, rotation in April for Pokemon. That also crosses a big boundary for several sets that become less interested for players, and then then it's only collectors. So take that into account. Yeah, there are still some nice deals on the market, so plan yourself accordingly for 2026. And if you want to invest, do it properly. Yeah, it's like Obsidian Flames. A lot of people are bashing on it, but it remains the Charizard set. People keep bashing on it. Paradox Swift, people are still sleeping on it. Yeah, Shrouded Fable, okay, that is not going out of rotation, but Shrouded Fable, there will be one day that people are going to say, I should have bought, instead of bashing on it. Journey Together, same shit, different story. Scarlet and Violet base, that's a difficult one. I've been hesitant to do something investing in that as well, but it remains the base set, and I don't know. Then I think Paradox Swift would be a better. I don't know what others think about that, but then I think Paradox Swift is better. But if I need to choose between Scarlet and Violet base, Paradox Swift, and Obsidian Flames, Paradox. I would choose Paradox. Even though Obsidian Flames is Charizard. Yeah. Difficult, right? And also, don't always only look at booster boxes. Sometimes, if you can have sleeved boosters, for example, that could also be interesting. Yeah. What I find less interesting for long-term investment is collection boxes. That's less interesting. But those blisters, those you have those normal checklane blisters, premium checklane blisters, or 3-pack checklane blisters. Some occasions you also have a 2-pack blister. but those could be also some interested. And sleeved boosters, especially if you can have those mini cases of 24 that they are sealed. Do take into account they are not foreseen with the label. Only the master case is foreseen for a label. So if you buy from somewhere a mini case, make sure that it's not Shrouded Fable and that you think you are buying something else. So yeah. Booster bundles. Yeah, but usually also that holds a premium. Shrouded Fable booster bundles, they are more expensive price per pack than the 3-pack blister. So yeah, same product basically, yeah. Same booster packs, huh? And then if I then need to choose 3-pack blisters, especially as I know that those booster bundles are were so dirt cheap back in the day. Extremely. Yeah. They were thrown at you because nobody wanted them. From Shrouded Fable then. They are so dirt cheap. And if you see now what they are asking for, you are paying a premium on top of it. So that's why I always say calculate price per pack. If you want to do some investing, and also check it out now. I saw a post recently on Reddit from someone that was complaining, 3-pack blister pack, bundle pack. 3 packs of 3-pack blisters from all the sets in this, I think in the Sword and Shield era, €100, and he was complaining about it. Others were reacting, it's a decent price. For 9 booster packs. Yeah. Save your money, because One Piece will become expensive next year. Yeah, I think prices for Pokemon are going to stabilize and prices for One Piece are going to go through the roof. But once again, be careful with One Piece, because you never know what Bandai will do. Yeah. I would also always be afraid if they would make a wrong decision and that they just tank the product. Imagine that for a certain set, for OP13, that they say, we are going to do a reprint. I don't know. If you then have a red manga card and they are going to do a reprint and the pull rates are different, that affects your investment. Or imagine that you have a sealed case of OP13 booster boxes and then all of a sudden they do a reprint. It's, yeah. So you will see prices go up, but you know that at a certain point it will plateau and it will crash. Basic behavior, you see it on the stock exchanges as well. Everything will climb until at a certain moment. Look at crypto for the moment. All-time high a few months ago. Now, have you seen where Bitcoin is? Bitcoin is extremely low. And it is not uncommon that you see prices go down 40%. But in TCG, anything can happen. And you also have those pump and dumps in TCG. If you look at the charts, sometimes some products are being bought out just to elevate the prices, and then afterwards, when the prices are high, those big players dump the product on the market, and all the persons that thought, hey, I made a good investment, they lose money. Same thing that you see it in every TCG. Yeah. So yeah, we've seen bad behavior in every TCG, I think, this year. So, or products being hyped up and in the end not being magnificent. Magic the Gathering, for example, Spider-Man, that was the worst set of Magic the Gathering this year. Yeah, not a great success. A lot of people lost a lot of money with that. Yep. Yeah, but I made a good deal with that. Haha. Got myself some Spider-Man collector booster boxes. Dirt cheap. Really. Dirt cheap. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the thing when nobody wants them. I know this will be a good investment. So those are the smart things that you need to do. Yeah. You know that will go up. It is a collector booster. And I think in these booster boxes, I think you have the possibility of one card that still holds 40,000 euros. But entire internet says Spider-Man sucks, nobody wants it, blah blah blah. And everybody follows like a headless chicken. But you still have good cards in there. So what is that product going to do in 2 years? Will it go times 2, times 3, times 4? Time will tell. But I will not lose money because I bought it under wholesale price. So I got a good deal on it. That's the situation. That's smart investing. So that's yeah. But we all make mistakes, and so that's also something I learned in the year. I sometimes make bad investments, sometimes good investments. Sometimes you buy a card that you think is going to be a good investment, and then 2 months later that card is hardly worth anything. But the problem is we always live in the moment. We are creatures that are always acting on FOMO. But if you are in investing, you need to play the long-term game. And that is important. So yeah, it will be yeah, I'm very curious what this product now will do. Yeah. Will be interesting. It remains a collector booster. Yeah. It's like that's the same thing with Star Wars Unlimited, for example. If you have those carbonite booster boxes, I think a lot of people are sitting on those booster boxes as well. You're not investing at all, but sometimes it doesn't need to be a lot. Can be something smaller. A promo card that you got out of a product. Can be all sorts of things. Yeah. If you can put something away every month. Okay, look at it like this. If you save every month 100 euros on your bank account, or you invest 100 euros smart in collectibles, if you do the calculation at the end of the year, where do you think you would have gained the most? For real? On your bank account? On your savings account? Where the interest is hardly anything anymore? Most banks don't even give 1% anymore. And if you see Pokemon, if you really can make a smart decision in Pokemon, but not only Pokemon, other TCGs as well, like now One Piece, for example, don't you think you can extra money in a year on certain products if you're being smart? Like I said, it doesn't always need to be a lot, but if you look now at Pokemon products, there are some products that you know, 151 for example, if you now can buy a booster bundle for 90 euros, set out of print. Normally it should be out of print. Yeah, we will still see some products come through in the next weeks, months, until April, and then who knows if Pokemon still has. But if you can hold that product for 1 year, 2 years, yeah, those booster bundles that you now can buy for 90 or 100 euros will in the future, they will at a certain point reach 150, 160, 170 or above. Unavoidable. It remains 151. Other sets have proved it already. You still have other booster packs that are going for 35 or even more per pack. Why would 151 be different? And that is now just one example. Yeah, this is now the easiest example. 151. That is a solid investment. But don't forget, a lot of people have that. That's also something. If you want to invest in 151, for example, really take the long route. Really take the long. The best set of 2025? For me, it's battling against Prismatic Evolution and Destined Rivals. It's a close call, huh? Close call. But something I mentioned in the beginning of my video. Okay, if we now compare with what people are talking about the most, which one is it, do you think? Is it Destined Rivals? Or is it Prismatic? That's a good question, huh? Which one is it? If I need to see where people are talking about the most, I think Destined Rivals. Prismatic is a large set due to the variations in the cards and things like that. But if you look at Destined Rivals, it's easier to collect. It is expensive, huh? It is expensive, and also booster boxes, they hold a big premium, but Prismatic is so difficult to collect. Pull rates suck. Okay, you have the evolutions, eh? But yeah. Yeah, it is difficult to say. Investment wise, Prismatic, due to the god packs and the evolutions. If I really would like to one day myself open a god pack and have those evolutions. If you look at the value of those cards combined, 2,000-3,000 euros if they are in good condition. You don't have that with Destined Rivals. You don't have that possibility for such a value. So yeah, but a lot of people are sitting on Prismatic as well. So yeah, but yeah, but Prismatic it's not even a year old, eh? So it's and it was a staged release. I think the last product of Prismatic came out in September. That was kind of like a big collection box. So we still have more than a year to go. There will still be a lot of Prismatic. Prices probably will come down next year when we get a ton of product. I do hope that we get ETBs. I do hope that we get ETBs at decent price. ETBs. Yeah. We already got booster bundles earlier, I think. But the problem is that the stores that have distribution access define the price, and they are scalping the, well, not scalping, they are raising the prices a ton just because they know they can, and that's a problem. But Prismatic, yes, I have Pokemon Center ETB Prismatic. That is high value. That is extremely high value. I think one ETB goes for 450 or something. Let's check Card Market. I'm very wondering now. Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer. Ah, Card Market sometimes just stuck. Elite Trainer box. But this is the normal one. So the normal one, let's first filter. English. The normal one. What are they now asking for the normal one? Starting at 120. Going up to a high price. Yeah, but some ETBs jumped. 0.5, was that Obsidian? I think so. I think that was Obsidian. Prismatic. Pokemon Center. So if you take a look here, this one has corner damage. And a lot of these have corner damages, by the way, because Pokemon Center just ships these off so badly. But if you look at it here, 400 and plus, very small, also hole and things like that. Yeah. OP05. Okay, I forgot to read OP0. Okay. Yeah, OP05. Yeah. OP05. I sold a lot of the Japanese boxes OP05, and those are I still can buy, but only cases. I saw at one of my suppliers that I can still buy. What were they asking? A lot, because they are in a case of 12, and I think they are now almost going for, I think they are going for around 200 euros per booster box in Japan. So no taxes yet, nothing. The English one then, yeah, okay, yeah, the English one, that could be here. We can see booster boxes. Where are thou? This is the Japanese. Yeah, the English boxes, they are also always here we have. That's a case starting at 6,400. My god. People are actually paying that. That's very deep pockets. Hey, OP05, did I miss that? Page 1, you passed it. Oh, yeah, I was already trying to see. Yeah, probably. I passed it. Okay. Yeah. 500 plus. Yeah. And you still have it? Sealed? Mint condition? Because that is, if you look at the price evolution here, you don't have it anymore. Oh, yeah. Sometimes if you would have known everything, but look at the jump. So the 26th of November, 326, and then here 388, and then all of a sudden a jump. My god. But yeah, the craze, and OP05, I know from the Japanese version, that was a real banger. Yeah. Sealed doesn't survive long in your hands, you mean? Yeah. But EB01 is also such a set, that's also expensive, huh? Where is EB? The English EB is also not cheap, huh? This one? That's the same thing, huh? But that yeah, okay, it had some jumps, but if you connect the dots here, then okay, yeah. But I remember having such a box previously. But yeah, that's also very expensive. Also some great value cards in there. And then yes, of course, Romance Dawn, but then it depends if it's which kind of a bottom it is. But I think I'm now sold out. I had booster packs from a reprint booster box that I bought for a good price. But with the recent One Piece hype, OP01 sold out. I think I still have OP2 and OP3 packs. Yeah. This was OP1, but OP2. These ones, yeah. Product that does not see such an increase, because if you see here it was 200, and okay, we are now 100 euros extra. It's not such a big jump in comparison with what the other products have done. Yeah. Yeah, but then I'm sure you will find a way to persuade her and say, Mom, just open up the safe, please. I need to get something out of the safe. And then it's, yikes. Yeah, it is. But yeah. But if I look at what do I have, One Piece booster pack, OP2 and OP3. Yeah. Still got a few. Indeed. It is, yeah. One Piece. I always say una pizza. Yes. But yeah, let's see what 2026 will bring. An EB03 case and have fun. Woof, my god. Yeah, but it will be difficult to find a case, because a lot of stores will get allocations. That will be now the thing. That's the new thing, because previously it was, okay, you could find it in store and it was not immediately sold out or things like that, but now everything changed. From OP13, it changed. OP12, you could easily find. OP10, you could easily find. OP11, I think also pretty easily. But from OP13, it was game over. You've got a connection. Okay. If you can get it for a decent price, then yeah. Don't sleep on it if you can get it for a good price. And are you going to open everything? Or are you saying you open everything except one booster box and keep that in that vault? Yeah. Perhaps not a bad idea to keep it sealed, and then afterwards, when the price goes up, that you can at least, or that you keep two booster boxes, one for yourself, for your sealed collection, and one that you can sell off on a later stage, that you can at least recover some of your costs from the case. Could be. Because a case is 12 booster boxes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 12. Could be not bad. Imagine that you now can buy it for 120, and then in the future it's 600, then you at least get a part of your case back. Yeah. And then on another moment when you don't know what to do, then you say, I still have One Piece. Why not? Yeah. Yes. Opening a product. But yeah, the return, But One Piece has difficult pull rates. You cannot deny that. So difficult. Even if you open a case, it remains a difficult product. Yep. But okay, if you look at the value of the English cards in comparison with the Japanese, yeah. But I also see why, because the playability, of course. You cannot use the Japanese cards for playing. So, but yeah. But it is, I think, also One Piece is are sets that are actually being collected as well. Although I think that is difficult to get sometimes the different versions of the cards. Yeah, we are now also selling One Piece on Card Market, and there are here and there some people that are sometimes putting cards in their shopping basket, but not always going through. So yeah, and it's not that there are so many cards always available of each. So yeah. Yeah. Now is the question, but if those values will go up for the Japanese cards, yes or no? Yeah. So it's up to you to decide what you're gonna do with it. Perhaps you can have it graded if it is a really minty card, because Black Label One Piece cards, next level. If yeah. That's something that I really want to focus on also next year. If I can have some really decent cards from One Piece and they are worthwhile, that I send it off for grading. Yeah, I have now the Wanted that is coming back as a 10, not a Black Label, but still it is a 10. It is not bad. And then also next year with PSA coming to Germany. Yeah. If you want to grade, then one thing of recommendation is check out if the card would be worth a Black Label. If there is a chance of a Black Label, send it to BGS. If there is perhaps the tiniest thing, wait until PSA comes to Europe next year and try sending it off to there for PSA 10. That's how I started thinking about it, because PSA remains the most liquid on the market, although I don't like PSA, but it remains the most liquid and will remain for the foreseen future as well. But if you can have a Black Label, that's worth more. Yeah, okay. Think about it. I think Beckett now takes a bit longer to grade the cards. I think they did about 2 months and a bit to grade my card, and they are still in the slabbing phase. So, hello, Tony. Yeah, it is a talking live stream, talking about the hobby and the community, 2025, 2026, and all those things. Yeah, I'm already talking for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Yeah. Trying to do something different in terms of content. So yeah, bit of an open conversation. Yeah, but not going to stay long anymore, because, whew, yeah, a long talk. But if you are interested, it is recorded. It will be available afterwards to rewatch, and also the chat this time, because I noticed that usually I forgot to click just to the replay of the chat. But now there will be a replay of the chat. Yep. Okay. Well, Tony, first of all, okay, and also Jellybird, by the way. Happy Christmas, and Tony, study well. Yep. And I'll see you in one of the next ones. Okay, yeah. Okay, no problem. But yeah, I will see you popping up then somewhere. And in case you're bored in January from all that studying, join the live. Or comment on the one of the other videos. Hey, don't be a stranger. And good luck with the studying. Yes. Fijne wensen voor jou ook. Now I sounded like Koning Flip. But Jelly, I'm going to wrap up as well. Going to see what Cindy is doing. Perhaps she's already snoring on the couch. I don't know. I don't think so, but yeah. And yeah, if someone is interested, Sunday will be a box opening live of Avatar Magic the Gathering play booster boxes. Yep. Curious to see what I can get from those booster boxes, by the way. They are looking at me already for a while, so going to see. But yeah, Jellybird, thank you for keeping me company. It was fun. Going to see to do in the future some more of those kind of live streams, just to have a talk, to see, to an open discussion, things like that. Going to focus, as I mentioned, going to focus also a bit on business content, on how we do our business and things like that, and then to spread the knowledge. You never know if someone is looking for a new hobby. But okay, Jelly, Tony, and who else is all watching and is not chatting, thank you for joining. And if you have been watching the video afterwards, thank you for watching as well. Drop a comment down below, and do not forget to click the like button and subscribe to this channel. But no, if you are in the chat here now, you are already subscribed. And otherwise, if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button and click the damn notification bell. And if you're looking for sealed products, single cards, you name it, head over to tcgbandits.tu. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas. Hey!